Hey, what's up, guys? It's Stevo. We got a battle against Zubzero here. I led off with Rotom Wash, and he leads off with Ferrothorn, which is weird because I did see that he had a Thundurus in the team preview, and I figured he would lead off with that because that's what most people do when they have Thundurus, but he didn't, so whatever. I just go for the Volt Switch because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to stand on my Trick Rotom, and obviously it is a Trick Rotom because that's what usually lead Rotoms are. Plus, he might have seen my videos or whatever. I've used it a lot this gen so far. So anyways, yeah, I Volt Switch, he goes out to Jellicent, aka Burungaroo, and I have nothing that I really want to fight this thing right now, so I'm just going to go out to Latias, who can take any hit from it, and I'm just going to roar it away. And out comes Darmanitan. I just stay in knowing I take one U-turn at full health, because this thing is bulky, and I'm just going to go for the Recover. And to be honest, that Darmanitan kind of scares me a bit, because I have nothing that really appreciate a Flare Blitz from it. Hell, actually, not a lot. Not a lot of things in the game would like to really take a Flare Blitz from Darmanitan, so that's probably not something too weird I'm saying right now. So anyways, I go out to Rotom and I go for the trick, thinking that he might want to stay in for whatever reason, but I don't know, thinking that I would Volt Switch or something, so I just go for the trick, and he brings in Zapdos, and I get the trick on that. Kind of sucks because Zapdos is a little, even for a wall, it is kind of fast, and I'm not sure what kind of Zapdos this even is at this point, but you're going to see as the way it takes, it's going to take special hits there, you are going to see that it is bulky, so getting the Choice Scarf on it is okay, I suppose. Would better get on something else like his Ferrothorn or his Jellicent, but what are you going to do? So I just set up my rocks here because it's basically a free turn, and he's obviously not going to want to stay in and keep Thunderbolting me because Ferrothorn is just going to keep shrugging those off all day like he does with most attacks. Most attacks except for Flare Blitz from Darmanitan, of course, so I have to switch out. And let's go to Rotom mostly as fodder because he can't trick anymore and he's now kind of slow and can't really do much damage to anything my opponent has left. So I just go out to him for fodder, he's going to Flare Blitz me to death, and I do get a tiny bit of damage from the rekill, of course, from Flare Blitz on him, so that's cool. So after that I know he's stuck on Flare Blitz, so I can take a Flare Blitz with my Latias here and I'm just going to roar him away. I might have been able to kill him with Dragon Pulse from there, but had he lived with like a smidgen of health, I would have lost my Latias. And Latias is like really, really important this match, so losing her wouldn't be wise, you know. So yeah, I figured he probably did have Hidden Power Ice, but I am EV'd in Special Defense, so I know of course I can take it. So I just take it pretty well, like I said, and I go for the Recover. I'm just going to try to get a respectable amount of health back and kind of get some more damage in on this Zapdos, considering he really has no way of recovering himself. Well, he does, but then of course he's stuck on it, leaving me a free turn to do setup or something. So just getting any damage in it I can is pretty good. So he's just going to go for one more Hidden Power Ice. I'm going to go for another Recover. And here I'm going to switch out to Ferrothorn, hoping to bait him into switching out into his what do you call it, Darmanitan, so then I can bring in Zurark on that switch. And from there, I should be able to Sucker Punch him to death. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go to right here. I switch out, get most of my health back, go to Ferrothorn, Hidden Power Ice, of course, because he has no other move, because he's, of course, stuck on it. And I do the double switch, he switches out his Zapdos, of course, and then he goes out to Rankless, though, instead. Which kind of works out, but not as good as it would have been if he went to Darmanitan originally. And you might be wondering why my Zurark has absolutely no disguise. Well, that's because people kept telling me that it disguised as the second Pokemon in the party. And of course that's not the case. It disguises as the 6th Pokemon in the party. And Zurark is in my 6th spot. So yes, Zurark is disguised as itself. That's a brilliant disguise, isn't it? Genius. But despite my Zurark not having a disguise and my plan not going exactly to plan, I do manage to do a decent amount of damage to him with Zurark. I'm of course able to Sucker Punch him by Darmanitan like I wanted to, and I'm also able to Dark Pulse his Zapdos to death. I guess he just went to his fodder. So yeah, do some decent damage there. And I predict the Focus Blast go out to Rankless, and it does a lot of damage. And I thought, holy shit, is this thing like Spec or something? Why the hell is this thing doing so much damage? But that was a crit, so I know I can take one more, and I'm just going to recover it off. I make a bit of a dumb move here, and I go for the Calm Mind, of course, predicting his switch, but I am not really able to set up as of yet, so it is kind of a wasted move, but whatever, you can make one or two of those moves a game, It's not a big deal. So yeah, I could have just gone into a Calm Mind war here, but I didn't really feel like it. I kind of like to avoid doing that, you know, if I absolutely can, because that's boring as hell. So, I go out to Latias here because unless he runs Shadow Ball, I should be able to roar this thing away, even with a Calm Mind boost, because I know I can take a Psychic and a Focus Blast, of course, resisting both. And of course, like I said, EV, Special Defensively Bulky. I don't know why I keep telling you that, because I've already said it several times, but whatever. So yeah, I live it, and I roar, and out comes his Thunderous, which isn't really what I wanted to come out, because of course he is faster by 3 points, and I would have heard Jelly Sand or something. But I do stay in predicting a Thunderbolt, and thankfully that's what happens, so I'm able to get another Recover off, and get most of my health back. This Latios must be annoying the fuck out of my opponent, isn't it? Jeez. But you know what? I really like this thing. It's just, it's awesome, you know? I'm gonna keep using it as much as I can until Smogon bans it. Although, you know, maybe they won't do it, because despite her being quite good, she's not quite as broken as her older brother, Latios. So Thunderbolt's doing a decent damage, but I know I can be able to recover them off all day, and I'm guessing he just wants to stay in for fodder here, so I'm just going to take one more Thunderbolt and finish it off with Dragon Pulse. So yeah, I take the Thunderbolt really well, and I go for the Dragon Pulse, and of course it finishes him off. So things are looking up for me. I'm up 5-3, but he does have Rinkulus left, and of course Feral Scent, and of course taking down on those 3 things is probably going to take a decent amount of time, so this match is of course far from over. Anyhow, he goes out to his Jelly Scent here, and I go out to my Verathorn, and I go out to Verathorn because I'm trying to bait him into switching in his Rinkulus. So I go out to Verathorn here for that reason, and then I switch out to Zoroark, of course predicting to switch to Rinkulus, hoping I can get a Dragon Pulse in on it, because it looks like it's the one that doesn't run any special defense EVs, so it only have around 200. So then I should be able to take it out with 2, hoping for, of course, a Focus Blast miss from him. But absolutely none of this happens, because he doesn't switch out with his Jelly Sand and he goes for the Skull. I do manage to live the Skull though, despite Zoroark having absolutely crappy defenses, but I waste the opportunity by going for a Flamethrower thinking he might switch in Ferrothorn, so yeah. Nothing might as well have happened there. It just basically was a bunch of huge waste of time. But whatever, all 3 of us have left now are 4 pretty damn bulky Pokemon. Although I do have my Rinkulus left, and if I do manage to get it set up, I can sweep with him. But yeah, or I kind of switch. I missed an opportunity there, to be completely honest with you. I should have switched in Terrakion. I could have potentially lived a Skull from it, considering like I said before, Zoroark has crap defenses, and it lived a Skull. Not super effective, but Terrakion's defenses are much more manageable, base 90 in both, I think. Could have been maybe slightly more in one of them, I can't remember exactly right now. But yeah, I can't switch in here because I know he's packing Power Whip or Gyro Ball, and I don't want to take either of those to the face. So yeah, I could have finished off this match a little earlier if I switched in Terrakion there. Kind of missed the opportunity. I stayed in instead. And to be honest with you, the match is pretty much just going to end here, because we're going to get caught into a Calm Mind war here. And of course, in this case, whoever would have got the crit first would have won the match. But we didn't want to wait half an hour for that to happen, so eventually we both run. I think we both get the +6 though, so that's not going to be for a little bit of a while. But I'm just going to speed this up because, of course, I don't want to cut the battle short. But I'm going to cut my narration short because, yeah, there isn't really much to talk about. It's just a bunch of calm minding, psychics, and recovers. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.